Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 7, text number 7. Evam karma vishuddhya vishuddha sattvasyantar hrudayakasha sharire brahmani bhagavati vasudeve mahapurusha Brahmani Bhagavati Vasudeve Mahapurusha Rupopalakshane Shrivatsa Kaustubha Rupopalakshane Shrivatsa Kaustubha Vanamalari Daragadadhibihi Vanamalari Daragadadhibihi Upalakshite Nija Purusha Hrlikitenatmani Upalakshite Nija Purusha Hrlikitenatmani Purusha Rupena Virochamana Uchchaistaram Purusha Rupena Virochamana Uchchaistaram Bhaktir Anudinam Edamana Raya Jayata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. In this way, being purified by ritualistic sacrifices, the heart of Maharaj Bharata was completely uncontaminated. His devotional service unto Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, increased day after day. Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead, manifest as the Supersoul Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Yogis meditate upon the localized Paramatma situated in the heart. Jnanis worship the impersonal Brahman as the supreme absolute truth. And devotees worship Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose transcendental body is described in the Shastras. His body is decorated with the Srivatsa, the Kaustuba jewel, and a flower garland. And his hands hold a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. Devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Vasudeva, or Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is manifest within the hearts of yogis in his Paramatma feature, and he is worshipped as impersonal Brahman by Jnanis. The Paramatma feature is described in the Shastras as having 4 hands, holding disc, conch shell, lotus flower, and club, as confirmed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.2.8. Kechit svadehantar hrudayavakashe pradeshamatram purusham vasantam chaturbhujam kanjarathanga shankha gadadharam dharanaya smaranti. Paramatma is situated in the hearts of all living beings. He has 4 hands which hold 4 symbolic weapons. All devotees who think of the Paramatma within the heart worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the temple deity. They also understand the impersonal features of the Lord and His bodily rays, the Brahman effulgence. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So we are reading in this chapter called The Activities of King Bharata. And in today's verse, continuing with the same theme of the previous verse, this verse says, Evam, referring to the previous verses. Thus, in this way. Evam karma vishuddhya. Karma vishuddhya. He performed karma, his duties, by which he became vishuddhya. He became very purified. Evam karma vishuddhya. And he attained the state of Vishuddha Sattvasya. Vishuddha Sattva is a state of existence. Obviously, it is not the existence of the body. It is the state of existence of the consciousness. Vishuddha Sattvasya. So, in that state of Vishuddha Sattva, what happened? Hridaya akasha sharire, antar hridaya akasha sharire, in the core of one's heart, in that space, akasha, there is a form, sharire, which is Paramatma. Antar hridaya akasha sharire, brahmani, Brahman, Bhagavati Vasudeve, Bhagavan. So, Paramatma, Brahman, and Bhagavan. Bhagavati Vasudeve. So, Vasudeva, Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who manifests as Antar Hridaya Akasha Sharire, as Paramatma, he also manifests, his another manifestation is Brahmana, Brahman, the effulgence, and his ultimate feature is Bhagavan, Bhagavati, who appeared as the son of Vasudeva, Vasudeve. He is a Mahapurusha, Rupa Upalakshane, and that Supreme Lord is Purusha, Mahapurusha, Rupa Upalakshane. He is characterized or he is recognized in his form with Shri Vatsa Kaustuba Vanamala Ridara Gadadi Bihi Upalakshite. As one who is having the Shri Vatsa mark, Kaustuba gem, Vanamala, forest flower, garland, Ari Dara, disc, conch shell, gada, adi bihi, upalakshite. With these characteristics, with these symbols recognizable, Nija Purusha Hril Likitena Atmani. Nija Purusha Hril Likitena Atmani. In his Atmani, in the heart, Nija Purusha, this Paramatma, who has all these lakshana, upalakshite, ril likita likitena, as if engraved in the heart. See, Prabhupada has translated. Nija Purusha Hrit Likitena, which is situated in the heart of his own devotee like an engraved picture. Hrit Likitena Atmani. Purusha Rupena, in his personal form, Virochamana, shining. That form of the Lord, effulgent. Virochamana. Uchchaistaram, higher levels. Uchchaihi stara, higher levels. Bhaktihi, anudinam, day after day. It's all referring to Bharata Maharaj, who did all these activities, became purified, and in that Vishuddha Sattva state, what is happening to him? Bhaktir anudinam edhamana raya ajayatha. Anudinam, every day after day, edhamana. Edhamana means to increase. Edhamana raya, with a force. That bhakti was increasing day after day with a certain force. Raya ajayata, that appeared. So this is the experience of Maharaj Bharata, who performed all those different sacrifices and became purified. And in that purified state, his bhakti to the Lord, who is situated in the heart, with all these upalakshana, with all these characteristics, who is ultimately the Purusha, Mahapurusha, Krishna, who is also manifested as Paramatma, as Brahman, and as the Supreme Personality. Bhakti unto that Lord. There are so many qualifications that described how that Lord, bhakti unto that Lord, anudinam edamanaraya ajayata. It increased. Now let's see. In this way, evam, being purified by ritualistic sacrifices, karma vishuddhya, the heart of Maharaj Bharata was completely uncontaminated. Vishuddha sattvasya antar hridaya akasha sharire. Vishuddha sattvasya, his heart became uncontaminated. His devotional service unto Vasudeva, bhaktihi, Lord Krishna, increased day after day, anudinam edhamana. These are important things that, we should also be praying, we should also be wishing that our day after day, our bhakti is also increasing. As it happened to Bharat Maharaj, day after day, anudinam edhamana. Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead, manifest as the Supersoul Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Vasudeve Mahapurusha Bhagavati Hridaya Akasha Sharire Brahmani Bhagavati Vasudeve Mahapurusha. So, the Lord Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, is the original personality of Godhead, manifest as the Supersoul Paramatma, as well as the impersonal Brahman. Yogis meditate upon him, upon the localized Paramatma situated in the heart. Jnanis worship the impersonal Brahman as the supreme absolute truth, and devotees worship Vasudeva, the supreme personality of Godhead, whose transcendental body, Rupena, Upalakshane, is described in the Shastras. His body is decorated with Srivatsa, Kaustuba jewel, and a flower garland, and his hands hold conch shell, disc, club, and lotus flower. Nija Purusha, Srivatsa, Kaustuba Vanamala Aridhara Gadadibhi Upalakshite. Devotees like Narada always think of him within their hearts. And Vishuddha Sattvasya, anyone who is in that state, think of this Lord in their heart. So the first point, very nicely translated by Srila Prabhupada, Evam Karma Vishuddhya. Karma Vishuddhya, Prabhupada has translated as by offering everything for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and not desiring any results of his pious activities. In other words, we also in ISKCON, in our temples, we do varieties of services. Maybe deity worship, maybe washing the pots, arati plates, or maybe going out and collecting money, or distributing books, or doing some other management, varieties of activity. But if these activities are performed in a certain way, or for instance, someone may be doing, Srila Prabhupada extends this, it's not only in the case of devotees who are in the temple. Someone may be doing business, someone may be a professional, someone may be a housewife, taking care of the home, family, children. Whatever one is involved in by the course of the force of the previous activities one has performed, there is a way of performing those things by which our existence can be purified. That's the meaning of Evam Karma Vishuddhya. Bharat Maharaj was a king. He was doing his duty as a king. And as a king, he was also supposed to do sacrifices, and he did varieties of sacrifices under the direction of the Brahmanas. That's what is described here in the previous verse. By doing that, Karma Vishuddhya. If we miss this point, and if we are doing so many activities, if we don't, of course, devotional service is such that even if you are doing it mechanically, there will be progress. But if we do it a little bit more with knowledge, understanding, and right attitude, in a right frame of mind, then it will become even more beneficial. So, Evam Karma Vishuddhya. Krishna points this out very nicely in the Bhagavad Gita. Buddhi yukta jahatiha ubhe sukruta dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kaushalam. It's a nice expression Krishna has used. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Therefore strive for yoga, O Arjuna, which is the art of all work. We are anyway supposed to do work. No one can escape work. Whether in ISKCON, in the temple or outside the temple, everybody has to work. But there is an art of work. Karma kaushalam. There is a way we should work. And that's the art of working. And that art of working, if we know, that art of working is called yoga. Krishna here has described as yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Karma kaushalam yogaha. In different places, Krishna describes yoga from different perspectives. But in this verse, he has described in the perspective of work, duties, actions, all of us are engaged in. And there is an art of working, and that art of working is, if we know, That is yoga. And that is explained in this particular verse. What is that art of working? Buddhi yukta jahatiha ubhe sukruta dushkrute. Buddhi yukta jahatiha. Iha, in this world. Krishna is talking about us, our existence in this world. And ubhe sukruta dushkrute jahati. One can give up the reactions of good and bad work. Sukruta, dushkruta, dushkrute, ubhe, both, jahati, iha. How? Buddhi yuktaha. Now, if you see the translation of the verse, Bhagavad Gita, Buddhi yuktaha, Prabhupada translates this as one who is engaged in devotional service. Right? For a long time this used to bother me. There are a series of verses like this in the Gita. And Prabhupada translates wherever Buddhi yukta, Buddhi yoga, Prabhupada translates it as in devotional service. Why is it? Krishna is talking about Buddhi yukta, engaged with intelligence. That's really the literal translation. Buddhi yukta. Buddhi yukta. Engaged with intelligence. So, Prabhupada explains in many places, in one of the lectures too. Buddhi yukta actually means engaged with intelligence. Intelligence means what? It helps us to discriminate. Right, wrong, correct, incorrect. I should do or I should not do. This is the function of intelligence. It has the discerning ability among varieties of things that's available in front of us. We should do this, we should not do this. So, when intelligence is used to discern what is our position, what is our activity, what should I be doing, what should I not be doing, then it is called Buddhi Yukta. When we understand that our existence is temporary here, or at least it appears because our body is aging and one day it becomes very old and unusable, and then we die. And then everyone cries, oh, he is gone. Who's that he? So there is something that is beyond this body, the spirit soul, which goes away. So actually, the body was always dead. It was brought to an animated live state because of the presence of the living entity, that spark of soul, the spark of consciousness which is left. So actually, that means I am actually that spark of soul and not the body. This is intelligence. So understanding that I am that spark of consciousness who was alive, who was experiencing through this body. Just like sometimes the shirt is torn, a shirt is, I've worn it, and then I take it off and put it on a hanger. The shirt will be lying there. But yesterday when I was wearing the shirt, the sleeves were moving. Now it's not moving, it is just stuck there on the hanger. Yes, when I was wearing it was moving. Now it is just, in the same way, this body when it is dead and lying, this body was moving. Yes, it was moving when the occupant of the body was in it and was moving around. Same logic. So this is buddhi, intelligence. Now, what is this spark of consciousness? This spark of consciousness is part and parcel of a larger ultimate consciousness, superior consciousness, who is Krishna. This is understanding from the Shastra with buddhi. Oh, I am a part of the whole, and part should serve the whole. This is the natural function. This is buddhi. And hence, when with this reasoning we understand, with intelligence we understand, and we are engaged with intelligence, meaning that I am a spirit soul, part of Krishna, and I must serve Krishna. That is my natural activity. This is buddhi yukta. But unfortunately, this intelligence is meant for understanding this, but we apply that intelligence for so many temporary activities. There is one place Prabhupada nicely describes. What is the use of intelligence if we don't use the intelligence and understand that we have an intimate, eternal relation with Krishna? Everything else is temporary. And we go away from here. I don't know if you all remember, I told one story. There was one story. Less time. I'll try to finish quickly. There was a man. He was an actor. Theater actor. And so different theater companies would engage him and he would act very well. So one theater company engaged him. And they told him, in this drama, you have to play nicely. You will be the hero, you will be the king. And he said, all right. So his role was a king, and they gave him the script, and then he memorized all his lines. And then there was rehearsal. There was a king, he was the king. There was a queen. There was a minister. There was a prince. There was a rival king. There was fight between them, and the palace. All that was part of the drama. And the costumes were given to him. He got a crown, he got an armor, he got the robes of a king, he had a big throne, and his queen and subjects, servants, all this was. And then on that particular day it was announced, the first day, a lot of people gathered, they bought tickets, and the curtains opened, the lights came on, and all of them did their role. And then the drama went on, everybody liked it, everybody clapped. Oh, wonderful play. And this play was going to happen for 7 days, it was announced. Every day good reviews came, every day more and more people came and watched. And then he told in this house also, his wife and children, the play is doing very well, we're going to get good money also. I'll get nicely compensated. And they were also happy. On the last day of the play, and he also was very involved, emotionally involved in the play, and he would do it very well, his role. The last day, his wife and children asked, can we also come and see the play? I said, yes, come. And so, last day, the curtains opened, lights came on, hall was packed, wife and children were also sitting there, and he did his role, and everybody did their role so well. Everyone liked it. And then the curtains closed, lights went off, everyone went back to the green room. And they were taking off their dresses. But this man, he was become this king. He was such a good actor. He had become really absorbed in the play. And he was still thinking, I am the king. And they told him, now, please, you have to take off your crown, you take off the armor, and here your natural clothes are here. He says, no, I don't want to, I'm the king. He has become obsessed with that role. So they called the director. The director told him, no, it's over. Tomorrow onwards you don't have. No, I am the king. I have to conquer that enemy. And so he's still speaking his dialogues like that. Oh my God, what to do? The director. Then the director knew his wife and children have come. So they called the wife and children. And then the wife said, my dear husband, come home, let's go. What home? This is my home. This is my kingdom. And he's speaking like that. He's become very absorbed in that. Something is wrong, isn't it, with him? And then he's looking around, his wife is there. Where is my queen? The wife will be very disturbed. She must give him a slap. What queen? Come home. This is your children. I am your queen. Right? So, the thing is, what's happening here? He's become so engrossed in the temporary play that he was playing. His real relationship is with his wife and children. And they are telling, come home. Our home is that our 2-bedroom house. There's no palace, nothing. It's not yours. Come. But he's saying, no, my palace. You see? This is a temporary thing. But he has become so absorbed in it. His real wife and I don't know who you are. You go home. This is my home. This is my palace. He's speaking all these things. You see, his real relationship in that sense is with his wife and children. He's not reacting in that relation, but he's still imagining this relationship that he is having with temporary actors and actresses in the play. This is actually what is happening to us. We came to this world and we got a certain body, certain robes, and a certain mind and intelligence when we were playing that role. And we are thinking, this is everything. And actually, our real relationship is with Krishna. And Krishna is saying, come home. Tad dhamma paramam mama. Yad gatva na nivartante. Come back, that's your home. Come back to my kingdom, that's your home. But we are saying, no, I like this place. You see? The wife is calling this actor, come home. No, I am refurbishing my palace. I am upgrading my palace. I want to finish that one. Like that only people get stuck. No, I have my business. Prabhupada gives that example. I have invested so much money. I am improving my business. Another 5 years, doctor, can I stay? My business will improve. You see, this is exactly what is happening. So, Prabhupada says that we have an intimate, eternal relation with Krishna. Instead of reviving that, understanding that, we are engaged in temporary relationships of this world. This is not intelligence. This is not use of intelligence. So, unfortunately, we are using our intelligence for these temporary things. No, I must upgrade my house, my bungalow, my palace. So, our intelligence is engaged in, this is misuse of intelligence. This is not the real use of intelligence, like this actor. Now this theater is over, this play is over, curtains are closed, I have to take off all these robes, this crown is not mine, this armor is not mine, these king robes are not mine. I should wear my clothes and go home with my wife and children. That is a sensible act, isn't it? In the same way, that is why buddhi yuktaha means to understand our position, Krishna's position, and to act in devotional service. That is why buddhi yukta, one who is engaged in devotional service. Perfect translation, perfect explanation by Srila Prabhupada. Buddhi yukta jahatiha ubhe sukrute dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva. And therefore, when you are engaged in yoga with intelligence, a man engaged in devotional service, buddhi yukta, rids himself, jahati, of both good and bad actions even in this life. Iha, buddhi yukta, jahati, iha ube sukrita dishkrite. Therefore strive for yoga. Tasmad yogaya yujyasva. Hence act in yoga, in relating with Krishna, in linked with Krishna. Therefore strive for yoga, O Arjuna, which is the art of all work. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. So this yoga karmasu kaushalam, Bharat Maharaj understood, and as a result, he became karma vishuddhya. He became purified by the activities and reached a state called vishuddha sattvasya. Many times in the Bhagavatam, this expression vishuddha sattvasya, vishuddha sattva comes. Sattva can mean consciousness, which means purified consciousness. Sattva can also mean existence, our existence, which means vishuddha sattvasya means purified existence. Why Bhagavatam talks about this vishuddha sattvasya? Because there is a great statement by Lord Shiva about vishuddha sattva state in the Bhagavatam. It's one of the famous, important verses of the Bhagavatam, spoken by Lord Shiva to his wife Sati. So in that verse, I'll read that verse, beautiful verse. Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabdhitam. Sattvam vishuddham, vishuddha sattvam. Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabdhitam. Lord Shiva is saying that vishuddha sattva state of existence, or that purified consciousness, is called vasudeva shabdhitam. It is called vasudeva. Shabdhitam means called, sounded, known as. It is known as Vasudeva. Why is it called Vasudeva? Because, next verse, next line, yadiyate tatra puman apavritaha. Yadiyate, in that state. What is that state? Vishuddha sattvasya. Sattvam vishuddham vasudeva shabdhitam. Sattvam vishuddham, that state of consciousness which is pure, it is known as Vasudeva state. In that state, iyate, iyate means perceived, revealed. In that state of consciousness, yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha. Avritaha, apavritaha. Avritaha means covered. Apavritaha means uncovered. The Lord is actually covered from the eyes, vision of the conditioned souls. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritaha. I am not seen by everyone because I am covered by a curtain of yoga maya. And Lord Shiva is saying, if we attain a state called Vishuddha Sattva, apavritaha, puman apavritaha, that Lord who is otherwise covered is revealed. Yadiyate tatra puman apavritaha. In that state, that uncovering or revelation or perception of the Lord happens. That is why we have to desire to become purified. This is the greatest impetus for us to become purified. Because in that impure state of consciousness, impure state of existence, we cannot have realization, perception, revelation of Krishna. Yadiyate tatra puman aphavritaha. Then Lord Shiva says, Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan vasudevo. In that state, Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan vasudevo hya adhokshajo me namasa vidhiyate. He's describing about his own situation. You see, this is a very important statement. Shiva, Lord Shiva, is sharing with his wife. Because in the Bhagavatam, that whole insult of Daksha happened. Daksha insulted Shiva, and then Shiva and his associates were angered, and they came and created a mess in the sacrifice. All that had happened. And so after that, Lord Shiva is talking to his Sati, his wife, who happens to be the daughter of Daksha, who had organized that yagna. And so why all this happened? And he is confidentially revealing to his wife. So he's saying, Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan vasudevo hya adhokshajo me namasa vidhiyate. Unto that Lord Vasudeva, who is revealed in the state of pure consciousness, purified existence, unto that Lord namasa vidhiyate. I am constantly absorbed in trance, in worshipping him, offering my respects to him. So this is the statement of Lord Shiva, Vishuddha Sattvasya. And so the same thing happened to Bharat Maharaj. By his activities, Karma Vishuddhya, Vishuddha Sattvasya, and he attained a state of purified consciousness, purified existence, and as a result, he was able to perceive the Lord. And that perception and his bhakti to the Lord, Anudinam Edhamana, it increased. You remember that verse? Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madav Puman Naivarhatya Vidatum Vai Tvama Kinchana Go. Kunti Maharani's prayers. Edamana Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madav Puman. So people who are Edamana, increasing, their interest is in increasing Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madhav Puman. People who are absorbed in increasing these things, Naivarhatya Bidhatum Vai. They cannot call out Krishna. They cannot chant Krishna's name properly. And Krishna, you are Akinchana Gochara. You are perceived by one who has no possessions in this material world, who is free from all attachments. So that same thing. And here another very nice expression is Nija Purusha Hrit Likithena. He began to perceive the Lord in the heart like an engraved picture. And there's one very nice instruction of Srila Prabhupada in this context. I'll read this, and then with this we will close. Here it is. Now, as devotees, we all want to serve Krishna, and the Bhagavatam describes there is Krishna's beautiful form, etc. Now, how will we be able to perceive the form of the Lord in the heart? This is a very beautiful quote from the Bhagavatam purport. As soon as one chants Hare Krishna mantra, he sees the forms of Krishna, Rama and their energies, and that is the perfect stage of trance. So Prabhupada is promising, if we chant Hare Krishna, we will be able to, in that stage of trance, we'll be able to see Krishna, Rama and the energies. One should not artificially try to see the form of the Lord while chanting Hare Krishna. This is not some artificial thing, and then I imagine or something like that. One should not artificially try to see the form of the Lord while chanting Hare Krishna. But when the chanting is performed offenselessly, the Lord will automatically reveal Himself to the view of the chanter. It is a matter of revelation by the Lord. The chanter, therefore, has to concentrate on hearing the vibration, and without extra endeavor on his part, the Lord will automatically appear. See, Bharat Maharaj was experiencing all of these spiritual perfection in this, as described in this verse. We'll stop here. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.